Hey everyone, Payton here. I wanted to give you all a heads up on a trigger warning that happens later on in Delaney and I's discussion. We talk about complicated relationships with food and the topic of eating disorders. I myself have been diagnosed with 2 different eating disorders and wanted a moment to talk about this complicated relationship and how it affects grocery shopping for young adults. If you are someone who also has these feelings in relationships and it's too triggering to listen to, we do bring it up towards the end of the episode. Just wanted to give you all a heads up, but let's get back to the show.
The lights are dim, the windmill is spinning, and we are back, baby.
That's right. Welcome to Secrets in the Elephant Room, where we talk about life, love, and all those grocery runs in between.
So sit back, grab your reusable bags, or start chopping those onions, and let's get into it.
If you guys are new here, my name is Payton.
And I'm Delaney.
And the elephant in the room this week is we hate grocery shopping. Before we get into this topic, we want to start off with talking about how thankful we are that we have the ability to go grocery shopping and afford to feed ourselves on a regular basis. There are a lot of people right now who don't know if they are going to be able to go grocery shopping soon, and a lot of families worry about if they are going to have food on the table. We both understand that while recording this episode, we have a great amount of privilege. Everyone deserves to have food on the table and not to have to fear that they are going to starve. With the holiday season coming up, we really encourage everyone that has the ability to donate to food pantries and warming shelters to do so. We both believe that everyone deserves and has the right to good food.
Well, freaking said. Also, volunteering at a food pantry or homeless shelter. I was doing it a lot for the food pantry and stuff in college, and it was really fulfilling, and honestly it's just great to give back. Especially, we'll be way past the season of giving back and thankfulness, but even into December right now, it's still a great time to give back to the community or give back to the people of the earth, because everyone should eat, period.
One of the things that Delaney and I really bonded over while doing was student council in high school. And 2 of the big things that we did together was, one, we had a food pantry that student council maintained and we kind of worked at and helped out with. We come from a lower socioeconomic area. Having a food pantry in our school was really important, and we both got the opportunity to work at, organize, and help out with it, which is something I'm still really grateful to have been a part of. And speaking of with the holidays coming up, specifically Christmas, another thing that we did in our student council was we did Adopt a Family, where all the students at the school would donate money, just simple change, anything they could. And with the money that we raised, we would buy Christmas gifts and necessities for family, and as well as that, buy them their Christmas meal. So that was just something that we bonded over. 'Tis the season to be giving. Yeah, if you are able to, please do so.
Heck yeah. We've actually talked about that story of hitting each other with wrapping paper in Walmart. That was actually during one of those trips. So
Yep.
we also did giving trees too. And if you can donate off of a giving tree, that's super helpful. I know that that's been You know, I have mixed feelings about this being a trend. I
Yeah. Have you been
enjoy
seeing
that.
it on TikTok?
Yes, I've
Yeah.
been enjoying that this thing, has been a trend and it's getting a lot more attention from others because I feel like not everyone's aware that this is a thing. However, I do think that some people were treating it, abusing it, if you will, in the wrong
Yep.
way. And you should know what you're getting into if you're participating in those events. Because sometimes
There is
even
one
donating
woman.
what you can is just enough, you know?
Yeah. There's one woman on there who does it so well.
Yes.
And she is the reason I think it's become like a trend because she genuinely puts so much effort into it, and like part of her platform is like the money she makes off of doing what she's doing is where she funds for it. So her with the calico cat, I lost it. I was like, "Oh my God." But yeah, there is some issues with people not taking it seriously, not doing it well, and just not understanding, like, I don't care if you have the mentality, beggars can't be choosers. Don't do that shit then. Don't do it. Like, if you want to do something good, go do something else because you can't have that mentality when you're doing things like this. And when Delaney and I would pick out stuff for families, we'd be like, no, we're getting the best. This little girl asked for this specific doll. We're going to make sure she gets that doll plus a little bit more. And that was just something. If you don't get excited to find a way to help somebody, don't do those things. But everyone should want to do those things. It's so fun. It's so fulfilling.
It is fulfilling. And again, like I mentioned earlier, if you can't give it 110% and you can only give it 50%, find the thing that's right for you to make that 50% 100%. AKA, if the giving tree is the beggars not be choosers mentality, like Payton mentioned, go donate your money straight up to a foundation for that. So then
Yep.
they can pool it all together and turn that gift into an actual gift. Or donate your time. If you don't have the means and you have the time, go ahead and do so. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say about it. I like that. If you can only contribute 50%, find the right path to make it 100%.
Yeah. What a
Yeah.
great way to word it. You did what I was thinking. Thank you. You did the thing.
We did the thing. Now, on to our regular scheduled program. Grocery shopping. Holy moly, it is a beast.
Oh my God.
I have so many early memories of grocery shopping from when I was younger and our dad would force us to go. And like my siblings and I did not like going, but our father would make us go every single time. And we would just sit and we would just have to like figure it out. And I remember there was so many fights in the grocery store, sibling picking on sibling. And then as I got older, I think my middle ground, I started to appreciate it because it was quality time with my dad, my parent.
Yeah.
And you don't get that all the time because of work, life, whatever. So now, even if as in a young adult, when I go home and my dad's like, I'm just going grocery shopping, I'm like, can I come? Can I come with? And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, like, let's do it. Let me help pick out that milk or something. I don't know. I don't know. Those are I've had a long history of love-hate relationship with grocery shopping, I feel. What about you? What's your earliest memory of the grocery shopping trip?
Oh my gosh. We used to go, my dad used to do the grocery shopping. When I was little. We'd go to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause yeah, going back a little bit, my family was one of those families who couldn't afford much. So we were on a very mac and cheese diet. Also, with having like young parents who don't really know how to cook, it was kind of like the same 5 meals. Very, very different to what I had later in life in my high school time. But yeah, so that was like the earliest. But then as like time went on and my parents started making a little bit more money and had a little bit better of a routine, my mom would go grocery shopping and it would just be me. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with Caleb. I think I would hate life if I had to deal with Caleb out grocery shopping. But I really enjoyed grocery shopping with my mom because that was a time for us to bond, and we didn't really spend like a lot of time together. So, yeah, I enjoyed it when I went with my mom. When it was with my dad and Caleb, I could leave it.
I will say that going with my dad was more of the no parent, where if it's like, can I have a candy bar? No. And I'm like, if we went with our mom, you betcha, I'm getting the candy bar. Like, that was like the one incentive in my brain of going with mom. Like, if I ask for this, there is a good 80 to 90% chance that I'm going to get this thing.
Another reason I enjoyed going with my mom is I got to pick out like the snacks we'd have in the house. We didn't have a lot of snacks. Like, that was not a big thing for us. And like, if I were to ask for that candy bar, it'd be a hell no.
That was my dad.
But with my mom, it was like, you guys get to have like one kind of cereal. What cereal do you want? I would get to pick it.
Nice.
Hence why I'm more of a cereal eater than Caleb. And then like any snacks, if we wanted like stuff for if we were packing lunches or after school snacks or anything, I usually got to pick those, which was the incentive of going, is I would get the food that I preferred rather than what Caleb preferred. And I don't know why Caleb just never went grocery shopping.
Oldest daughter syndrome. I'm just kidding.
We're going to talk about this at some point, but we're just realizing that so many reasons why we connect on so many things is eldest daughter syndrome.
Oh my goodness. No, that's good to know. We've had like similar yet different grocery shopping vibes. I can totally though agree with the same 5 meals thing. I will say when my mom and dad, because my mom was more of the cook. My dad's a good cook too. Even though one time I called his food bland and he got really mad at me and he has not let me live it down ever since.
I remember this.
There was when my mom and dad divorced, I call it, Via and I actually bonded tremendously on this. Divorced dad meals. I actually think I bring it up in episode 1 of the podcast.
You did, yes.
There is the staple 5 meals my dad could make, and mac and cheese was one of those meals.
Yes.
The first meal he taught us to cook on our own, mac and cheese.
That's crazy.
A staple.
So I had like a weird upbringing because my parents were so young. So young. I cannot emphasize this enough. They weren't teen parents, but my mom got pregnant when she was a teenager, had me when she was 20, and my dad's only 3 years older than her. And so I had very young parents. They didn't have a lot of money, so they were both working like 3 jobs. So it very much alternated on which parent we had that night at home with us. And then on top of that, my mom's younger brothers, each of them lived with us at one point. So we had this weird dynamic where it was like us and our parents, but then somebody else was always living with us. And so like one of my memories is when the oldest of my mom's younger 3 brothers were living with us. Him and my dad would experiment with mac and cheese.
Oh God.
They would find whatever the hell it was that they wanted to put into this. And this is why I hate mac and cheese now. Like, I hate from the box Kraft mac and cheese with my soul. If I'm going to have mac and cheese, it's got to be homemade or like the Trader Joe's, like whatever. It cannot be the Kraft mac and cheese. Don't present me with that bullshit.
Did you ever have it with like, you'd get mac and cheese and then like a boiled hot dog with it?
Yes. Oh my God. And also, the funniest part is when you ran out of hot dog buns and they would just give you like the ends of the fucking loaf of white bread.
I would never get a bun. I would just get straight up hot dog. Like, there's never buns with the hot dog. They would either chop it and mix it in the mac and cheese, or it'd just be mac and cheese, hot dog, and that was it.
Or we'd get hot dog with like shredded cheese on top, melted. in like the microwave.
That reminds me of the classic cheese plate. My mom would always make us the classic cheese plate where you had like the Tostitos tortilla chips, and you just take a bunch of shredded cheese and you throw it and put it in the microwave shock it.
God.
Dude, Matt Cash and I used to think that was the greatest invention ever.
I know, me too.
We used to eat so many cheese plates with my mom.
Oh my
that was
gosh.
insane. Unlock a core memory right there.
There's just this thing about like also when you're an ingredient household and you have ingredient snacks, so like you have a handful of chocolate chips and that's like your snack. Like you didn't have actual snacks, you had like ingredient home. Another thing that we would have for breakfast constantly was toast with cinnamon and sugar on it.
Oh, we used to think toast with cinnamon was like my grandma in Minnesota's staple. Like we had that and maybe some scrambled eggs, and we thought that was the best meal to ever exist.
Oh my God, yes. My mom would like cook some meals. She knew how to cook a little bit when I was younger, but both of my parents have gotten to be really, really good cooks. Now I kind of miss my mom's food. You were the one episode where like, I'm going to call your mom and tell her I miss her food.
I think I texted her and she was like, I miss you. Come eat my food anytime. I was like, yes.
Oh my gosh, adorable.
That was so funny. But now we're not in our childhood shopping days anymore. We're doing our own shopping, which is night and day compared. Yeah. When you have to plan out what you're buying, what you're making, meal prepping is a whole other beast. Or if you don't meal prep, planning like breakfast, lunch, and dinner I did not realize how much of a change that would be until I got to college. I didn't have a meal plan, and I was like, wait a minute. This is all on me? When am I going to have the time to do all this? You're telling me I got to drive to the store, spend gas to drive to the store, go plan out what I'm eating before, buy all of these ingredients, and then come home and make everything? What?
Dude, let me tell you, the worst part of this is planning what you're going to eat beforehand. Because, like, what I want Sunday when I'm making my grocery list versus what I'm hungry for on Wednesday are two fucking different things.
Oh, I agree. And I can't be an on-the-fly girly. I don't have the time or the energy.
Neither do I. Like, those people who can go grocery shopping, like, every other day to go pick up whatever they're missing, good for you, couldn't be me.
I did hear that is actually an easier, or not easier, but cheaper way to do things sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it as much in bulk, but also I know there's like mixed opinions on whether that is or isn't. But before we get into the nitty gritty of like, you have to do everything now? What is our vibes when grocery shopping? We're going to play a little game, if you will. How does Delaney and Payton grocery shop today? Let's find out. Okay, Payton, first question. Are you a basket girly or are you a cart girly?
Right now, I'm one of the mini cart girls.
I love it when they have mini carts. Like the 2-tiered and small.
Yes. I hate the full-size cart. That's too big. And sometimes the basket fills up. Like if I want to get like, I get like the, what is it, half gallon, quarter gallon? I don't know what it is. I think it's half gallon. Yeah, because I like cereal. I've already talked about it. I love me some cereal. And if I do have coffee, I love hot chocolate. It has to be with milk. But like if I add that, automatically like a good chunk of that basket is gone for it. And that sucks to carry too.
I agree.
Let's also note that. So I'm a mini cart gal.
That's a great answer. Most places I shop at do not have the mini cart, sadly. So I think my thing is, whenever I do get a basket, it is way too heavy by the end of the trip, like you mentioned.
End up switching to a cart.
And I end up thinking, towards the end of am I building muscle carrying like a shit ton of heavy shit? Yeah. But I'm thinking, man, I really wish I got a cart. But then, if it's like a regular weekly grocery run, I get a cart and I'm like, I didn't need this cart. I could have fit all this in a basket. Every single time. There has never been like a good in-between of like, yes, I can fit everything in the cart. Like, this is great.
Unless it's a mini cart.
Unless it's a mini cart. Or this past time when I had to shop for like or when I had to go shop, like Thanksgiving shit. Like if I have a holiday or like an event I have to cook for or plan for, then the cart's justifiable. Or if I'm going to a place that has my household items like toilet paper and I need groceries, then a cart is justifiable because you know Delaney's getting the value pack of toilet paper, the large ass thing. I need that. Anyway,
We were
so
just talking about this too. It's so funny.
majority rules for Delaney, cart for convenience. I like my wheels. I'm lazy. I do like carrying a basket, but like I'm lazy. I'm saying cart.
When I
Cart.
go to different places, it depends on the place. If I'm
That's
going
valid.
to QFC or Safeway, which I normally would be saying Fairway or Hy-Vee because I'm still a Midwest girly forever. But here in Washington, QFC or Safeway, I am probably going to have to lean towards the cart. But if I'm going someplace like Trader Joe's, it has to be a basket. Otherwise, it will get out of hand.
That's how I felt today. If I go in with a plan, like I'm locked in for one meal, basket all the way. But if I know, again, I have XYZ plus if I'm running low on snacks and that's something I need to get. Like if my, refillables are getting low, then it's like, okay, the cart's inevitable. I'm just going to have to do it. And I do.
Are you a list girl or do you just go with the flow?
I will say I'm a list girl, but one or two items will not be on said list. Every time I go. If I have a list, I stick to it pretty decently, but there's always going to be at least maybe one extra fun thing in the cart where I'm like, that would be nice to have. I don't have that, which is my issue with grocery shopping. That's what I'm going to say on that topic. I can't just go. I can't be like, I'm just going to go and see what recipes are like, they're coming to me right now. Nope, can't do it. List all the way. That's my take. Your take.
So I make lists.
I know where this is going. I do the same thing.
Okay, so I went grocery shopping last night. Delaney and I are talking about this because she went grocery shopping this morning and I went grocery shopping last night. And so while I was went grocery shopping, I also took my trash out. And so I threw my shopping list into my grocery bags because I use reusable grocery bags. So I slipped that in there. And then I threw my grocery bags in my car. And I don't know where my grocery list was. But I knew what was on it because I wrote it right before I left. Was there a few things that I was like, you know what? Instead of doing this, I'm going to do this? Yes. Most of the time when I go grocery shopping, it's kind of the staples.
I agree. I think I've locked in on like my main dishes I make, or I lock in like I need a vegetable, I need a protein, I need a carb, maybe a fruit if I'm realistically going to eat it. And then
That's my
I try to
problem,
stick
yeah.
Yeah, I try to stick to it. That's the other thing is grocery shopping when you're trying to be healthy, quote unquote healthy, is so much more difficult. Like you have to be so much more disciplined, I feel like. And that was not what it was like when I was growing up. It was not a healthy household. Sometimes it'd be the protein, a vegetable here and there, but like most of the time, like scalloped potatoes and ham, you're telling me I ate just chunks of ham, sliced up potatoes, and a shit ton of butter? Like,
What an
that's
Irish
not very
thing.
healthy. That was one of my dad meals.
That's one of our meals that we had too. Yeah.
Any casserole, cholesterol through the roof. I know that for a fact.
Oh my god, yeah.
I had
Tater
trouble
tot casserole.
out the window. You got your mini chunks of corn and green bean maybe in a tater tot casserole. Like that's the only vegetable you're getting, and then it's filled with whatever else.
And then like hamburgers, hot dogs.
Hamburger helper. You got ground beef and then some sauce and some noodles. Like that's so healthy.
Oh my god, we live the same childhood.
Yeah, I will say my mom would try sometimes. Like she would like make like pork chops. Now, to make the pork chops taste extra good, that's the argument of if it's healthy or not. But like she would make like a protein like that and then have a vegetable or something on the side. But she liked her seasoning, she liked her butter. She liked to make things taste nice. And it's great, but is it the healthiest? That's arguable. Very arguable.
All right, Delaney, what's your main grocery shopping vibe?
This is hard. I'm going to be honest. I feel like it depends on the week and how I feel, because I will say that I have recently become, and this is going to sound so bad, and again, I'm very grateful that I could shop here. I used to be a super big Aldi's gal because of how cheap everything was. However, my food waste was a little insane. And that
Yeah.
just like that didn't sit well with me, and for a minute I was just trying to go, like, to Aldi's and then Trader Joe's or, like, Cub and then whatever. Like, I would try to, like, go to multiple places, but then my schedule just got filled up with work that I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have the energy to do that yet. So, again, it's a privilege where I could say I shop all at one spot. Normally, I don't. Like, if I can plan it out in ahead, I will shop at, like, I know this is where veggies are cheaper versus I know where meat's cheaper here. I do that all the way. So multi-store shopper, I would say yes, but I have recently become more of a girl who mainly shops at Trader Joe's right now. Because, I don't know, it's just the single fruit or single vegetable works better for how I meal prep. And
Yep.
again, like, the food waste was just kind of, maybe it's on me to learn how to store my food better, but I also was never really taught that. I throw things in the fridge and they're stored. Or, like, I'll throw meat in the freezer, it's stored. Or throw my leftovers in the freezer or fridge in their containers, it's stored. But I know there's a lot of different ways to help preserve those kinds of foods more. I just never learned that trait. And maybe I need to, so then I can bulk shop like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's what I'm gonna say. I went on, like, a whole other separate thing, but what's your
No,
vibe?
that's valid. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, is I've been worried about food waste
Mhm.
and like what is a healthy balance of like I'm getting healthy foods, but like I'm not buying a bunch of healthy foods that I don't eat them all and like that be a thing. I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot. I had a thing of oranges go bad and I felt so guilty and I was like, I love oranges. I just forgot about them. And
Yeah.
that's like a big thing. Making sure that everything's visible in my fridge and like mentally in my mind, keeping a checklist of what I have. My thing is I hate this is so weird. I hate grocery shopping in the sense of I don't know what I want. So I end up being somebody who wanders and like sits and thinks for a little bit.
I do the
But then
same thing.
when I run into other people who are like that and I'm like, I know I want this thing. Like last night, what was it? There was cheese that I wanted. I wanted to get pepper jack cheese, and this lady was just standing in front of it for 5 minutes. So I circled and went like around, went and grabbed my yogurt and whatever. And then she was still there, and I was getting so mad. I was like, I'm a person who sits and thinks, but not that much. I will romantically walk through. I was listening to my Sherlock Holmes audiobook last night while I was going through QFC. But yeah, I really want to be what I want my aesthetic to be is I want to be like a couponer and then come home and like you've talked about be able to know how to preserve food well enough, not in the fact that I want to overbuy. I don't want to do that, but I want to be able to plan and be able to go to those different stores. I don't even know that we have an Aldi here. I kind of miss Aldi.
Aldi's great. I love it. It's made my grocery shopping so much cheaper. It's just, again, for how I was meal prepping, it just didn't make sense to buy certain things there, but other things it made complete sense. It was like, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you shop there? But then also, like, going to multiple places on a Sunday, like, which I'm stereotypical. I do my grocery shopping on a Sunday. I have gotten a taste of what freedom looks like and going on a Friday and Saturday when it's not as busy and the produce is more fresh, surprisingly. But yeah, I usually go on Sunday because it works in my schedule and I meal prep all on Sunday. Um, and I'm
I went
actually
on a
glad,
Saturday night and it was so freeing.
you know, surprisingly, when I went today, it was the most dead I have ever been in a Trader Joe's, ever. I don't know if it's because I
Oh.
went earlier, like, if I just need to go, like, more in the morning / like, noonish, and, like, that's, like, a good prime time, but you would have hated me today because I was literally looking for, like, breadcrumbs for like 10 minutes. I think I lost weight in Trader Joe's by running around each aisle like 5 times over trying to look. It's because a stalker was in front of them. And like I genuinely couldn't see around the box when he was like stalking. So I had to go up and I was like, "Do you guys have breadcrumbs here? Or like, are you guys out?" And she's like, "Yeah." And it was an aisle I walked past like 5 times deep and thought like, "Where are my
Boy.
breadcrumbs?" You would have hated me today.
I wouldn't have hated you. I hate the people who stand in front of things.
Oh, I
Like
did that.
stalkers, like workers, fine. Doesn't bother me. Like, do your job. Love that. I'm gonna get awkwardly close and I apologize. But when you're somebody who's sitting with your cart right there and you won't move. There was an old lady standing in the dead center
Okay,
of an
dead
aisle
center's
last
kind of
night.
crazy. Dead center's
Yeah.
crazy. There is a right and a left. It is just like traffic, 2-lane traffic.
Oh
Get
my
with it,
God.
people.
Also, people who walk opposite, like they go on the wrong side of the aisle, like no. It is like traffic everywhere else. You are on the right side. If you need something on the other side, you wait until the person has passed, you reach for it, and then you go back upon your day. But don't, ugh.
I'm gonna be honest. I think some grocery stores do a great job at laying out the traffic lanes, and others do
Yes.
not. One that does not, Trader fucking Joe's. Yes, there are aisles.
Yeah.
Yes, there are areas. But no bitch is following any strategic organizational pattern. Everyone is just going around like, boo, all the time. People are crashing into each other. People are stopping. People are looking deep in thought. People are running around the store. People know where things are at. People don't know where things are at. People have their list. People are not, and they're just vibing. Like, not to mention the million workers who are working, which good, like that's great. But like there's no it's like organizational chaos needs to be happening and it's not.
Their aisles are also huge, where you can't just look back and forth. You have to go up and down those aisles twice.
Mine are like this. Like they're super narrow. So my problem in mine that I go to is there's not enough lane for the 2-lane because everyone's kind of doing the crisscrossity zigzag lanes going like this instead of straight, and it's just like every time
Also,
I
they
get
mix
so
the
frustrated.
direction. They mix the directions that like the things are going. So
Yes.
like they'll be like crooked one way and then it'll be straight on the next, and it's like this is so dumb. Yes, Trader Joe's, get your life together.
Aldi's way better at the organizational
Yes.
chaos. Like with so many things going on, you know it's like a straight way, like that's organized chaos. I can work with that. I can get in, get out. Perfect. It took me a minute to get the layout down of the Aldi I go to. But yeah, what's another one? Hy-Vee. Pretty straightforward with
I
the
miss
organized
Hy-Vee.
like I know where everything's at. The signs are pretty clear. Walmart is a hit or miss for grocery shopping when it comes to the chaos.
You know what I really, really, really miss? Fairway. I miss Fairway with all my being,
I will say
especially
that
because it is the only store that I know of that sells sparkling V8 energies. I have not seen another store that sells sparkling V8 energies, especially in the strawberry kiwi and orange pineapple, and just Fairway in general is such a healing space for me.
I don't know if I can agree with that for me. But that's because that's the majority of the childhood of where I went grocery shopping was Fairway.
Yeah, that's valid.
But yeah, but I will say Fairway is more on the organizational side. People know where their
Yes.
lanes are. You know where everything's at. Their layout, especially the one in our hometown, it's like, okay, you got your fruits and veggies. That's where you go first. It's obviously right there. You have these aisles for this.
It is so, like, it has a set pace of where you go and what you move to next.
Freezer items at the end. The fact that I can remember vividly says a lot. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not a lot of stores can do that. Or have
Meat
done
counter in the back.
Yep.
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 Yes.
On the organized line. I totally agree with that. Period.
Yeah. I don't know. And then, like, another thing, kind of talking about, like, the couponing and bulk buying. Everyone here is obsessed with Costco. And, like, I love Sam's Club. when I was living at home, like, I would go to Sam's Club with my mom for a ton of different things. But people are encouraging me to get a Costco card here, and I'm like, "What the fuck am I gonna buy in bulk? I am one person."
I don't have enough space to buy in bulk. I don't even have a
Same!
pantry. I don't have a pantry. My
Same!
pantry, the way my apartment is set up, is technically in my bedroom, and I use
What?
that. Yeah, technically my pantry space is, like, the closet for a pantry is in my bedroom, so I use it as a closet because that makes sense to me. That's where I store things. It's ridiculous how it's set up. But, like, are you okay? What are you Are you
I'm
good?
just I'm like having a crisis about my apartment because the one like space that I have is completely closet space for me. And now I'm like thinking of like I only have cupboards. That is where all of my food goes. That's why I'm looking around. I'm like thinking about like my one closet that I have behind me that is just full of clothes and I'm like, is that supposed to be a pantry space?
That's how mine is too. It's like the shelves, it looks like a traditional pantry closet. But then I look and I'm like, why would I keep my food like that in my bedroom? No, thank you. I have my cupboards, and luckily I had a really nice trip from my grandparents, which again, super grateful, very fortunate. And my grandpa was mad because my cupboards weren't full, and then he filled them. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best day of my life," because how expensive everything is. And, like,
Yeah.
I have, like, a Sam's card because my family has their membership, whatever, it's an old one. I only, like, it's hard for me, again, to buy in bulk because I don't have the space, and I don't want boxes on boxes on boxes just laying around my apartment all the time.
You know what's the one thing I will buy in bulk?
Toilet paper? Just kidding.
No. That's the one thing you buy in bulk. Speak for your fucking self, Delaney.
It's important buy. Anyway, continue.
The one thing I will buy in bulk is VA energies.
It's also because you can't get them. Like, you
It's
have
so
to
hard
buy
to
in
get
bulk.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just cheaper to buy in bulk and easier that way. And I don't know.
We were talking about this earlier, and Peyton's like, should we go in on a Costco card together? Because I have a Costco really close, and I know that people
I
love
do
to shop
too.
at Costco. I just am like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't made enough trips or planned enough ahead to, again, justify, like, buying in bulk like that. But because I also know that a lot of more household items are cheaper at Costco, because
Yeah.
it's a bulk store. So it does make sense. And of course, when I have children and I have a family and I need to provide for a family, of course I'm going to buy in bulk like that. I just don't see how that lays out for me yet. I'm very much in my single girl era, one step at a time grocery shopping. And that's the same with, like, spending the time too to do that. Like, you talked about couponing. I would love to be a coupon gal. Like, I would love to figure that out, line that up.
We're
Dude,
fetch girlies.
we are fetch girlies. I do love fetch. I love my points and my receipt scannings.
Uh-huh.
I was really addicted at one point. Like, it got bad.
I know you were. It was bad.
It was
Delaney would
bad.
like arm wrestle you over the fucking receipt.
I literally got out of a car in a fast food driveway, grabbed a dirty receipt from a ditch, and I scanned it. No shame,
Oh
because I
my
saw it
God.
just sitting in a bush. Shiku and Via have not let me let that down since, and honestly, it was kind of being an addiction. It was great because I can use the points to buy something, like, or buy my groceries or something, but yeah, I had a little bit of a problem with that. Since then, I've kind of chilled out. Like, I do it moderately. I'm not, like, scanning in the garbage can for receipts or something like that. But yeah, I wish I was, like, better at online couponing, like, digitally, like, using apps, like, I know I think Aldi might have one, I think I heard, or, like, going, like, on a, like, if I do Trader Joe's, if they do that. I don't think they do, but, like, if they do,
They
like,
do have.
coupons. They have the
Yep.
book, like, the magazine, like, going
Yeah,
through
I
that.
get it. I don't know why I get it. I think they just like stuff all of the mailbox in my apartment complex. Because they're opening, oh, this is a problem too. They're opening one closer to my apartment.
Convenience, it's hard.
It's too much.
It's too much. Do you remember, this is like the show, I don't know what the show is called, but it was like Ultimate Couponer or something, and they would have like like show these
Dude,
families
that
or
shit was
moms
crazy.
binders of coupons, and they would buy them so much in bulk that they had to have like these zombie apocalypse shelters to store everything at.
My God.
That's insane. I think some people would even donate like all the extra shit they would get from couponing like to a
Yeah.
charity. That's cool in my mind. Like that's
okay,
crazy.
that's a good use of your superpower.
Yeah, your superpower. Coupon queens or kings. Coupon legends, coupon heroes.
Yes.
We inspire. We try.
I don't
We'll
know.
try, maybe.
There's also just like planning your grocery list in general. Like, I feel like that would have to be like a massive part of it, and you would have to take more time, which would ultimately like cut down unnecessary spending. I don't know. I have impulse control issues sometimes where I'm like, ooh, they have this thing that I really enjoy. Do I want to buy some extra strawberries today?
I think
But like things like that. But
my problem is I go off of recipes sometimes for meal prepping, and I don't think enough too much about buying the same, like meal prepping in the sense of like you're getting these for one meal, you can change those same ingredients into another meal. Like, I need to
Yep.
personally get better on doing that. I know some people do it like, I know the Aldi method was trending about like, you get this amount of protein, this amount of fruit, this amount of veggies for a week, and you make it work. Whatever you're craving
5
in that
veggies,
moment.
4 fruits, 3 proteins, 2 carbs, and 1 treat.
Yeah, and like, again, to me, that's like bulk buying, and it's like, I don't want things to go bad, so I have not developed that method yet. But I think being more conscious of like, hey, you know what? I'm craving chicken nuggies, chicken nugget soup for the week, for the first half of the week. What can I make with like the extra celery I have, the extra carrots, the extra if I get more chicken, like what can I make extra for the rest of the week that works so then I'm not having to spend more money on 2 separate meals, you know? That's something
Yeah.
I want to get better at too, or be more conscious about,
Yeah.
I would say.
I think another part of it is like learning what is essential for you in your shopping. So like I buy milk. I know milk is a controversial topic for some people, but I buy it because I normally have cereal or coffee or things like that. So that's something that's always on my list. Delaney hates this. My fucking baby carrots.
I don't hate that you eat them. It's just the one moment that I watched you eat them, I was just like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
It's on a secret episode, and I like he was chomping on them. I think Tia was in like a thought, and I like cut Tia off, and I was like,
Hey, you know what? I muted my mic. I muted my mic while I was eating my carrots.
I don't know why. I think in my head I like could hear the sound even though you were muted. So I was like, hang on, Tia. And I look at Payton and I'm like, are you fucking eating baby carrots? Baby fucking carrots or something
She
like
goes,
that.
her baby carrots, her baby fucking carrots. She was more upset about it than what she's making it sound like.
That was
But
pretty funny.
it was hilarious. Those are a couple of things. Popcorn, usually, if I'm out of popcorn, that's a staple too. But yeah, like knowing what certain Uncrustables have become a staple. I don't know. But yeah, just like learning the things that are essential and like are staples on your list. I'm always gonna snack on some baby fucking carrots.
Yes, you are. I think I think my essentials change so much. I'm also a milk girly. I do get milk for my coffee mostly. And then recipes if I need it. Snack wise, I've been like I always like having protein, like a good protein bar on deck. Right now my obsession is barbells. Like I really like the taste of barbells. I've turned into like my staples are my snacks. Like I need like a different variety of snacks. Like what's the applesauce? What's the applesauce brand?
Oh, I know what you're talking about because we get the like electrolyte applesauces.
I literally see it in my pantry or my cupboard, and
I can't remember the name of them, but I
Whatever.
get them too.
Yeah, applesauce. I get like a fruit bar now. Like I like having those as variety. So I would say like those are my main staples. Milk. I like having, sorry, my grandma texted me about Thanksgiving. I like having, breaking down a meal. I always like to have a protein and a veggie now. That's like a given for me. Like I need that. I require that in a meal for a staple. Just like as an ideal staple idea. But yeah, I would say those are my personal essentials that I know work for me.
Yeah.
Oh, the yawn. The
Get the
yawn.
fuck out of here. I'm so tired. It's been a long week. It's been an emotional week.
Yeah. Going through it. Happy, sad. Going through it.
It's been a lot. But yeah. What was your first, like, shit, I'm an adult experience when grocery shopping?
I think, like, my first shit moment definitely hit me more with, like, the household items and realizing that most grocery stores do not have them. And you have a separate area, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? College, I only shopped at Walmart. But also, like, realizing how expensive it is and how hard it is sometimes to stay on a budget was, like, my biggest shit moment. Like, seeing a grocery bill go to, like, $100, I would be like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, what did I just do? And, like, being able to justify that, I think another oh shit moment, looking at brands and how expensive said brands are, and I'm like, fuck no, great value.
Yeah.
Or fuck no, good and gather. Like, grab something, like, that's not name brand. Like, that, when, like, it still works the same. That was something that, like, really blew my mind as an adult. I was like, holy crap. I really gotta watch this stuff now.
Mm-hmm. I think my big one was, like, when I had to go grocery shopping for the first time on my own out here. And I was like, I have no clue where to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, that's for real. Like, there's so many different stores.
Yeah, like, there's no Hy-Vee, there's no Fairway. I had no clue what the name of the grocery stores were out here. And I had no clue what to expect. So then, like, I went to Safeway for the first time. And here's the other thing, is the cost of groceries out here are a lot more than what they are in the Midwest. So, like, having to drop that much money on something that would have cost me a lot less in the Midwest killed me a little bit. Like, I went in my car and I was like, just had my head in my hands, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then meal prepping, like, meal planning, not prepping, meal planning is just, like, another thing where I've realized, unless I'm cooking for other people, I'm not gonna do big meals.
Or just
Like,
knowing what you want for the week. Is it, like,
God, I hate that.
That's a war in itself. Like, what do I want to eat? What is, like, again, like you said, what does Wednesday me want to eat? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I had my chicken noodle soup thing where it turned into chicken noodle pasta. And there's been, like, really big wins with some of my cooking. I really want to continue. We've talked about this in the September lock-in episode, that I really want to grow in my cooking. And I have. The biggest struggle I have is with the meal planning and the grocery shopping. I hate grocery shopping. I remember texting Delaney one night and I was like, I have an idea for a fucking podcast episode. And it's how much I hate grocery shopping.
It was ironic too, because I think I had the same worst experience where I got door dinged and I was like, let me freaking get into grocery shopping. I was ready to go in the boxing ring with the grocery shopping and with the task itself. I was ready to throw hands. I was like, no, absolutely not. Frick no. Cannot do it.
What are, like, your emergency meals that you always have on hand?
Ooh, I feel like for breakfast, a good emergency meal for mine is either Greek yogurt or eggs and toast. Like, those are my, like, I feel like my go-tos. And having eggs and toast, I can have that for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Super quick, super easy. For a while, my emergency meal was, like, a good wrap. Like, if I could have, like, a
Mm.
tortilla, a salad dressing, cheese, meat, and if I have a good vegetable, I guess throw that on there. Most likely, it was just cheese and meat and the salad dressing, though, let's be honest, Delaney. Having that on deck is a good emergency meal for me. Soup? Like, just throwing a soup in, like, a tiny pot, like a single-serve soup, super easy emergency meal for me.
My emergency meal is tomato soup and grilled cheese. Because I
That's a good
always know
one.
I have bread. I know I always have cheese. And then I usually keep in stock 2 cans of tomato soup.
That's so valid. But, like, I feel like this is kind of an emergency meal, but, like, some of this stuff I'll have just, like, if I wanna just throw something together, it's either, like, a vegetable soup, just throw it in a pot, put some broth in
Mhm.
there, boom, done. Tuna salad. That's something I always have tuna. Most likely if I bought something, I usually always buy an onion, surprisingly enough. I always buy an onion for meals. Like, I can whip up a pretty good tuna salad quick. I always have mayo on deck. I can whip up a good tuna salad, and that's like a good just throw
Egg
everything in my
salad or chicken
hamper.
salad are mine. Yeah.
Just throw whatever you have in your groceries in there. Boom. Easy meal. What's your a good sweet treat? Like, what's your treat yourself item? Like, if you're like, I'm gonna splurge this week on groceries, like, what's like a good go-to for you?
I would say like cinnamon roll, like the easy cinnamon rolls. I love making homemade cinnamon rolls. That's like my staple. Everyone knows me for making amazing cinnamon rolls. But like the cinnamon roll in a can is something that I'll do to treat myself, or just like a baked good that I can just like throw in the oven and do. If I'm going to treat myself to something simple, it'll be like one of the box things, sweet treat. What
I
about you?
like that. Ice cream. For
Mm.
sure. If I'm browsing, I'm like, I got a little extra. Ooh, there's a new ice cream flavor. Grab.
I've been keeping ice cream out of my freezer for a good reason.
That's probably my good like treat yourself, sweet treat. I
Yeah,
go for the ice cream.
I love ice cream. I have not found Blue Bunny here. That's another thing I miss.
I will say Trader Joe's ice cream's pretty good
Ooh,
for when it does
don't
come
say
to you.
that. Don't say that. I might have to try it.
No, sorry. Shigu loves the mini cones, but like I like some of the pints are pretty not bad.
Ooh,
Butter's
okay.
a hot like hit or miss though because it gets too hard at one point. Like the cookie
Mm,
butter itself, it's good, but the texture gets a little funky, I feel like.
okay. Good to know.
You're mapping it out for later.
If we are going to do a grocery shopping episode, I do want to talk about complicated relationships with food.
Okay.
Because I know as someone who has had eating disorders in the past, this is where it also complicates things for planning grocery shopping and meal prepping and things like that. I have really gotten into not eating traditional meals as much because it's a complicated relationship, kind of like what you brought up earlier with trying to eat healthy and also meal planning. And I've had a mix of different eating disorders. So I like do a lot of hot girl dinners where it's just like small little snacks rather than an actual meal. Where I'll just be like, I'll have my baby carrots, I'll have like my adult charcuterie board of like a little meat, a little cheese, and some crackers. And I just want to acknowledge that it is hard for people who have had to go through that as well. Like we have talked about food for people who struggle to afford, but also with like the mental health aspect of food being a barrier and just reminding yourself that the goal is to nourish your body. I am one who really struggles with like body image right now. I've gained a lot of weight over the last year or two, and it like has weighed on my mental health a lot, and I think that's why I also partially struggle with grocery shopping a bit. Is I'm like, no, this is the healthy option. And then I'm like, no, but I want this. And then it's a struggle with all of that. So, I don't know if you have any issues with this or like what has worked for you when it comes to like how do you talk to yourself when you're making food choices?
Yeah, it's I feel like it's been I I don't want to say that I've had tremendous issues in the sense of like body image. I think I do compare myself to others a lot, and it's comparing to the unrealistic beauty standards. I've never had a bad relationship with food because I feel like when I was a kid, I would always get compliments back to the praise thing. I compliments on, "Wow, your kids are such great eaters." They're such
Mhm.
great eaters. So in my mind, it's like I've had this line established in my brain of like, I take pride in being a good eater. However, that does result in overeating sometimes or eating
Mhm.
a little too much. So it's hard to be on like a diet or trying to have healthy amounts of food where I'm like, okay, like I'm clean plate club, let's do it. Like, cause of the you get praise for that when you're little. So I would
Mhm.
say I would struggle more in the sense of that. When I'm like shopping for food, I always try to just keep it to like the basics at least. I think this is also where it's helped with like meal prepping with a menu or like getting excited for meals that you want to eat, but also just like looking up like maybe if you go like I want a healthy 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 cautious meal
Health
using
conscious meal.
health conscious meal. I want it under this amount of money. Like something like that has helped me a lot like with prepping for stuff like that. And I'm going to be honest, I think eating healthier has helped me justify sometimes the amount of food I eat or picking things to eat. Because if you break it down simple, right? If you're like too overwhelmed with certain menus you're going to eat, I've broken it down where I'm like, okay, I want one protein, one veggie in a meal, and maybe a side. So I'm going to pick out, all right, I got pork chops. I'm going to throw those in the oven. Okay, I have canned corn in the cupboard. Let's get that. And then why don't we fire up some zucchini or something? Like something like
Mhm.
that. Breaking it down more simple for me has helped me with the thinking because you already thought about it before you're in the store. And it just, even like looking at like, oh, that's more healthy, that's not, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, having that like mindset of just starting baby steps, keep it simple, just breaking it down that way. And then it makes you feel more better health conscious wise of like, I'm fueling my body with these good things, these good concepts. Your 5 food groups that you learned from elementary school comes in handy. Who would have thought? And breaking it down that way. I don't know if that helps at all. This topic's a little difficult for me to speak on if I'm going to be honest, because I feel
Yeah.
like haven't had as close of a relationship in that topic versus
Yeah.
what you've gone through.
I don't know. It's just like it's something that I wanted to talk about because, my parents don't have the healthiest relationship with food and wanting to avoid following that, but then also somehow falling down that rabbit hole. I used to actively and like starting in 5th grade, which is crazy. It's crazy it started out that young. I would just not eat. And my parents would be like, "You need to eat." And they would, like, try to force me to eat, and that made it worse, where I would just, like, hide food. Like, I would feed the dog under the table all the time, and I would, just actively not eat, and then going from that to I don't know, I feel like food is a difficult relationship for me. It's kind of a toxic relationship where I'm like, either I want none of it or I've had the problem where after having an abusive relationship, I clung to food for comfort, and that wasn't healthy either. So trying to find the balance of like food that fuels my body while also not depriving it, while also trying to become healthier. It's just a weird combination of things to think about. And it's really hard because unless you're like overweight, people feel like you can't be self-conscious or talk about like your body mentality. So like I don't want you to ever feel uncomfortable to talk about that with me because even though you are skinnier than I am, like, it's never gonna bother me if you're like, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling about my body." And I've had that with, like, friends who might have been bigger than me, and I've been like, "Yeah, I just feel like this," and they're like, "Well, I'm a lot bigger than," like, no. It's hard. It's a hard, complicated relationship to have with food, and I've realized it more now that I've been grocery shopping for myself because I'm not reaching for those sugary things, but I feel like myself craving those sugary, unhealthy things. I'm so excited because this week I did plan sushi bowls for dinner, and I'm so excited
That
for
sounds
that.
amazing.
I'm so excited.
I think my biggest issue with this topic is dealing with when other people make comments about I've had that happen a lot, where
Yep.
people have made comments about the way I look or how much I'm eating or even the simple comment of have you been going to the gym? But it's in a that tone, not a hey, how's your workouts
Yeah.
been going? Like it's a like I've literally had a situation where I've had someone tell me that the amount of weight I was at is a wake up call. And I was like, wow, that's crazy that someone this close to me
That is
says this
disgusting.
to my face. And even my sibling was there and he was like, well, I'm big. I weigh this much. And it was the traditionalist value in a way or viewpoint of, well, you're a man, so that makes sense.
Mm.
I've had
Mm-mm.
that happen. I will say that. It's gone a lot better with that person in that relationship of comments do not get made anymore because I have voiced it to other people that they make me uncomfortable, but also it's hard because it's an authority
Yep.
figure. And it's like, how do you tell if an authority figure to fuck off while also being respectful? Um,
Yep.
so I've had people go to bat to me in that sense. So that was definitely hard for me. I've also had the issue of being so busy where I feel like I don't have time to eat. So I don't think about it. I have
Mm-hmm.
this is going on. How do I incorporate eating? That's not the first thing I'm thinking about. The first thing I'm thinking
Yep.
about is when can I go to bed? Like
Yep.
things like that I've struggled with. And I would say that's why snacking has helped a lot, but also like giving myself grace and balance. It's a give and take, you know? It's never
Yep.
like there's some people out there, and kudos to you if you are, who are super disciplined and can do that meal prepping and really lock into it, stick to the simple food groups, that stuff. But also, like, I like a good sweet treat every now and then. So if I know
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating super healthy and then, maybe one night on a Thursday night, yeah, I want a burger from Wendy's, I'm going to get that burger because you know what? Give me the Baconator. I want it. I don't know. Like something like
Yeah.
it's like balancing it and like training yourself to be like, okay, you are this is setting you back. However, you have been doing so good this whole week. You've been staying consistent. Plus also reminding myself, and this is a real thing, when you're on your period, you need more
Oh
calories.
my God, that is
You
another
do.
thing. Diets for women don't work like diets for men because men are on the same schedule daily, whereas women's change daily. Like it depends on what phase you're in and things like that. And this week, I'm definitely at that point where I need a lot more calories, but then I feel guilty because I'm eating a lot more calories. It's just like, I've grown up with a family who a lot of them are bigger. And then I look at my brother who's a fucking stick. And I'm like, fuck this guy. He doesn't even have to
Metabolisms.
try. Oh my God, that man could literally eat an entire restaurant and not gain a single pound. I fucking hate that. But whereas if I eat one thing slightly out of turn, I'm suddenly gaining 5 pounds. And it's just like, that's where I'm struggling the most, I think, with my grocery shopping and adult meal planning era is because I'm like, okay, what is a way that I can get all of the healthy nutrients that I need while also cutting? I'm on a calorie deficit, which they're like, kind of works for women, but also kind of doesn't. Yeah. So it's just like, it's a big, complicated mess. And my biggest point in this is I am not an expert. I'm currently healing from this. This is a big thing that I'm working on, trying to figure out how to lose weight, be healthier, while simultaneously understanding that I can't go back to what I was doing. I used to think I was fat in high school, Delaney. I used to think that I was big. I look back at those pictures and I was like, what fat, Payton? You had a fucking stomach? Sorry, those exist on people. And it's crazy to think about things like that. I don't know. It's a big thing that I think is important to think about when you're picking your food, but also remembering that like your food is fuel and your body is so necessary to sustain.
Yeah, you need it. And also, like, women go through so much changes. The hormones we talked about, your period. I mean, I think I went through a second puberty. Like, you gain more weight. There is no way you are going to look like how you did in high school. There's
Oh
no
fuck
way.
no.
Some people with the fast ass metabolisms, yes. But like me, no. Like I was just like I wasn't a string bean, but like I had no ass. Like I was like pretty flat as a board. And now I like have all these things I didn't have before. Plus like adult acne too. Like I have that now where I had no acne ever going through like growing up. And all of a sudden getting it after a traumatic event and I can't get rid of it is like holy shit. Like that's body image issues. That's taking it a way worse turn. Like feeling so insecure in my own skin. Like literally, it's just my skin. Which that's like a whole other thing. But yeah, it's like you can't compare yourself all the time because it just like it's so makes it so much 10 times more harder. And that's easier said than done. You know, like I can be here and tell you that, but it's up to you to make the change or up to you to get the help to help rewire your brain in that way.
Yeah.
Mental health is hard. These issues are they're way more difficult. And yeah, grocery shopping with that, I can only imagine and I sympathize and I support you in your journey. And that's all I can do is be your cheerleader and do whatever you need me to do or talk about it or whatever. I'm here for you. That's all I
Yeah.
got. That's all I got.
Yeah, my biggest thing was just like for you guys know that you can only do so much, try to be healthy, but in the end, like the most important thing is that you are sustaining your energy.
Period.
So yeah.
Love that. Okay.
What's one meal you're planning this week?
I'm planning, I can give you my menu. Breakfast, I'm doing egg white bites. I'm going to try to. I have not perfected that recipe. I'm terribly wrong and terribly right so many times. I think I'm putting some ham and peppers. And then
Jeez.
I can't speak today. And then my lunch/dinner is going to be like chicken teriyaki bowls with veggies.
Yum.
That's what I'm planning. How about you? Well, you already mentioned the frickin' sushi. I'm
My
jealous.
sushi bowls.
I want
Yeah.
an aesthetic photo of your sushi bowl.
Okay, I'll try to make it cute. Yeah, I'm gonna do a sushi bowl. And then I like to do. I don't take lunch in like. I don't want like a full meal for lunch. I like snacky lunches. So I like packing fruits, veggies, and then some snacks like maybe some crackers. I have mini bagels that I do, different things like that. Sometimes I'll do like a grilled cheese. I've been obsessed with my Uncrustables, but I like them a little frozen still. But yeah, I think my big meal this week that I'm like super excited for is my sushi bowls.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I bet they're going to be amazing. Do you have a place that has sushi grade fish?
No, I'm just doing imitation crab.
Okay, that's what I've done too in the past because I could never find sushi grade fish.
Well, there's plenty of places around here for that.
It's just expensive.
It's expensive, but also I just want imitation crab for my sushi bowls. If I want to go get actual sushi, I'll go get actual sushi.
That's so valid. And actually, I'll say one item on my grocery list because actually, normally I don't think about this very often. But again, on the topic of like period hormone sweet treats, I bought myself a sweet treat this week. bought drizzleicious. Oh my Jesus Christ, drizzleicious popcorn in s'mores flavor, 10 out of 10. And then I bought, okay, do you know like the chocolate oranges? They're like shaped in an orange and they're like
Yes,
chocolate.
yeah, actually my professor brought those in for us this week.
I got one of those, and that dark chocolate orange thing has been heavenly.
Oh
So
God.
that's how I treated myself this week.
Speaking of periods, 'cause me too, queen. One thing on my grocery shopping list this week was actually chocolate chip cookies.
Ugh,
I got chocolate chip cookie
yum.
dough so I can make fresh cookies without having to go through the extra effort. I love making homemade chocolate chip cookies. It's just that when you're on your period, you're exhausted and you just want some chocolate.
That's literally where I was at.
Yep. Yep.
We're locked in. We're in sync, literally. Literally.
All right. So, just some encouragement for you guys. Grocery shopping sucks. Be thankful that you can do it though. Like genuinely be grateful. It's adulthood is confusing if you don't have someone who like actively taught you how to do it and how to emotionally handle things like food and planning and prepping. It's hard if you didn't have someone to teach you those things. But we're here to figure it out with you.
Yeah, I would say the best way to learn is you just got to try and fail, and then you learn. Like, that's literally what I did, and that's what Pete's doing too. We're on our own food journey, grocery shopping journey. It's changed probably a million times of how I did it when I was in college versus how I did
Most
it
definitely.
now. Like, even over the months, it changes. Even sometimes the week. It really just depends on what I'm
I
feeling that week.
agree. Yes. Yes.
It's all about your intuition, your vibes, your feeling. And again, it's okay to fail. If you bought an ice cream cone and you're like, shit, why did I buy an ice cream cone? Because you wanted an ice cream cone. It's okay. If you're like, oh my God, I cannot plan 4 meals this week. Okay, don't plan 4 meals. Take a deep breath. You know, sometimes if you just need a vibe grocery shopping, you need to go in there. You need to like get the signals. Shit.
Feel it
Do
out.
it.
Do
Do it
it.
if you can. Like, keep it simple. Protein, vegetable, maybe a side if you like a mashed potato or you want a carb. It's what I do. Or get a fruit. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. You guys got this. Yeah.
We believe in you. All right. That's the show, darlings.
To the can.